So yesterday, on what would be a normal review day for sABERSPARK, instead he put up a video where he talked about, the fact that he was just sick and tired of YouTube's double standards and how YouTube, would target people like him for certain, certain things, certain imagery, discussion, videos, if you will. But yet they would allow all this other stuff, like, it's the advertising of mobile games or online games. And basically he just felt that, YouTube's double standards are hypocritical and he's sick of it. And, this video he did was kind of like a shoot-like video. He went off bullet points, but mainly it was all shoot, unscripted. And, sABERSPARK's not the only one that obviously feels like this. There are a lot of people that I've subscribed to, like Angry Joe, Lynn Cara, Channel Awesome, Huey Toonmore, Bennett the Sage, the list could go on, Animat, that have all dealt with YouTube's situation, their double standards, if you will. But the thing is, and I'm not saying this to kiss up to YouTube or Google, but the thing is, they're not alone in this. There are other video uploading sites out there, Dailymotion, there's Vimeo, there's BitChute, yes, BitChute, believe it or not, MetaCafe. There's a lot of these places that, allow people to upload the videos. Even OneDrive through Google, which Rowdy C, Chris Moore of TV Trash uses. There's a lot of them that have the same double standards. Believe it or not, they do. Just when you think you can't get away with something because of their policies and what, they are ruling against and say what is allowed and not allowed, then all of a sudden, when they're doing that to you, you see them allowing something that's identical to what you're talking about or what you're uploading a video about and stuff like that. And it feels very hypocritical. It feels very double standardish. So I don't blame someone like sABERSPARK or anybody else coming out and ranting and basically venting about how they feel about it. But the thing is, this is with any business, whether it's online or physical. You're going to have companies that basically, and that was just my dog waking up, just sneezing there. But you're going to have companies that basically in person, online, physical or virtual, they're going to have double standards. When I used to work at Walmart, there's no doubt Walmart had double standards. There were people going into positions, way before they should. And I'm thinking, why are they doing this? What's going on? People like me have been around a lot longer, and yet all these other people are getting higher up in the positions. What's going on? So there are double standards, in any business, whether we like it or not, whether we feel it's hypocritical of them or not. And YouTube, Google, if you will, yeah, there's no doubt that their algorithm, when it comes to basing, revenue, basing, videos and channels and their business overall on views and subscriptions and engagement and revenue. Yeah, there's no doubt their algorithm is not all there. But credit be to Google and YouTube, and I'm not saying this, like I said, to kiss up to them. I'm just saying this as a fact. They themselves have come out, even the CEO at times, miraculously has come out and said that, hey, our algorithm, when it comes to determining how many views somebody has on a channel or on a video, within their channel, how many subscribers they have on their channel, how much money they're making, stuff like that, they have come out and admitted that the algorithm is not perfect and it still needs to be fixed before it becomes something that's more believable. I mean, there are times I'll go on my channel, on my main channel page, my studio page, if you will, and I'll get this message at the bottom saying, hey, you got to retry within mainly a total of 20 seconds. And then sometimes they'll give us a message saying, hey, the data thing is unavailable right now, for certain reasons. And what they're basically telling me there is, yeah, our algorithm is offline right now. It's not giving us the right information and we can't give you the right data, if you get my drift, like subscription numbers, for new for the channel, viewership numbers for new videos or past videos. They're basically saying that the data is not, coming to them the way it should. So again, I'm not saying this to kiss up to YouTube or Google, but the fact is, for them to come out and admit that, that to me is at least a step in the right direction. Now, sABERSPARK did touch upon the fact that the reason YouTube, Google is in this situation right now is due to the fact that mainly it's the FTC, and the fact that they've come down upon them a lot harder, all because of what happened with ElsaGate, all because of what happened when YouTube and Google were caught gathering information on kids when they shouldn't be. That's the only reason YouTube is in this situation. Now, here's the thing. YouTube getting information on kids and everything, was that the right thing for them to do? No. And they admitted it. They acknowledged it. They took responsibility for it. And now, because of the fact that, they did something that they shouldn't and they're taking responsibility of it, everybody else, content creator-wise, and even major studio and label-wise and stuff like that, despite the double standards, all dealing with it. And that's why we have all these different changes to where now you have to acknowledge that your channel is not for kids. You have to acknowledge that your videos are not for kids, and stuff like that. I mean, they do give you the option to go to your main settings, and edit your channel's information. And basically in that editing portion, you can basically say that all your videos, your entire channel is not for kids by choosing that option instead of going one video at a time. So the thing, and to me, what I'm trying to say is, to me, that may be an annoyance, but the thing is, YouTube and Google have no one to blame but themselves. And they know that. And do you think those people in charge at YouTube and Google want to have to cause us content creators in the studios and all the labels and all that to have to go through that every time we upload a video? No, they don't. And I'm not saying that to kiss up to them, but it's a fact. No, they don't, because YouTube's original intention when it was created in 2005, 2006 was to give people like us, a place to share our content with others instead of going the peer-to-peer avenue. But the thing is, because of what happened, they're dealing with the consequences right now. But I'll say this, I have a feeling over time that might change, and maybe we won't have to deal with this anymore. Maybe things will change and kind of get back to the way we were. We got to look at the bright spots. We got to look at the silver lining. And again, like I said, if it's not with YouTube, you can look at places like Dailymotion, Vimeo, BitChute, and all of them, and there's no doubt that they would probably have to change in some shape or form, probably have, because of what the FTC did to YouTube, or caused YouTube to do, and they don't want to suffer the same wrath. So, again, when you look at YouTube and you want to blame YouTube and Google for the double standards, that's understandable. But the thing is, it's not just them. You can go to all these other places and they would have the same double standards. And that's a fact. Even when Blimp and VidMe were around, they had the same double standards. Maybe not shown as much, but they did. So, look, sABERSPARK, he has all the right to rant and rave all he wants on what's going on and feel that there's double standards, and that's fine. But the thing is, in truth, there's not much you can do about it, because it's not just YouTube and Google. There's other places that are similar to them that have the same kind of double standards, whether we want to admit that or not. But let me know what you think. Comment down below.